Have you ever met someone who understands the most complex topics like a genius? And when they start explaining, it suddenly feels like the easiest thing in the world. How is that even possible? You may think studying a difficult subject takes weeks of non-stop grinding, so you reread, highlight, and take notes because that's what everyone else does. But that's the least effective method of learning. In fact, it's totally useless compared to the method used by geniuses like Richard Feynman. You see, Feynman developed one of the most productive learning techniques using just 4 simple principles. It's so effective that even the toughest ideas start to feel effortless. And the best part? You can start using it today. Principle number 1, isolate the concept. The first step is very simple. Focus on one single concept you want to learn ruthlessly. Cut the topic down until nothing is left except the basics. Your brain loves clarity because it knows exactly where to start. This makes the learning process feel smoother and more enjoyable. For example, let's say you want to learn about inflation. The first step is to understand the basics of it. Otherwise, the second principle won't work. Find basic information about what inflation is, what causes it, what effects it has, and some real-life examples. But don't waste too much time at this stage. Once you feel you've grasped the foundational idea, move on to the next step. Principle number 2, don't learn, teach. Now it's time to teach it to someone. No matter how unprepared you feel, go for it and explain it to a real person. But if you can't, pretend you're explaining to a kid who knows nothing. You might ask, how am I supposed to teach it if I don't know everything yet? You'll find the answer to this question in the third principle. But for now, you need to understand one thing. Your brain remembers what it produces, not what it consumes. That's why memorizing by reading is slow and painful, because all you're doing is consuming. And by teaching someone, you're hacking your brain into remembering and understanding faster than normal. So, write down the explanation in the simplest way possible. Use analogies, everyday examples, and ask yourself, would a 12-year-old understand this? Principle number 3. Identify gaps. Once you read your finished explanation, something interesting will happen. You'll notice parts where a kid would struggle to understand it. And according to Feynman, those are the parts you don't fully understand yourself. This is where learning speeds up dramatically. Why? Because those confusing parts give your study efforts direction. You'll know exactly what to focus on instead of rereading things you already know. It's like getting feedback from a mentor, except the mentor is you. So, find sentences that feel vague, complicated, or full of technical words. Then return to the source material and study those things like a monster. Remember, these things are parts you don't understand as well as you should, and fixing them is the only path to mastery. Principle number 4, refine and simplify. Now that you've filled the gaps, rewrite your explanation. This time it should be simpler, clearer, and more specific. You will notice the big difference between your new and old explanations. All the technical words you had used are now replaced by more human but accurate words. This refining process forces your brain to compress the idea. It removes the unnecessary stuff and keeps only what matters. Remember that compression equals mastery. But as you simplify, new confusing areas might pop up, and that's normal. Just repeat the principles 3 and 4 until you feel confident that even a kid could understand it. If you can explain it to a kid, you can explain it to anyone, no matter how difficult the topic was at the start. This will make you a genius in other people's eyes, because you made something they thought was impossible to learn easy. There you have it, the 4 Feynman principles you can try right now. If you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe for more study tips. Until next time.